What's up guys, Max here with a pretty interesting update on the Mortal Kombat X front. There hasn't been any new confirmations of streams happening anytime soon or trailers, but there was a pretty big amount of significant leaks that happened over the past 24 hours. The biggest one that I'm most personally interested in is KENSHI. Now, KENSHI we did make a little bit of a video talking about before how Ed Boon was dropping many hints and even a dude in a mocap outfit doing something very similar to what KENSHI would normally do. Now, what's interesting is that IGN recently posted some footage of the new MKX mobile game, which is also very similar to the Injustice mobile game that they released back in 2013. But in one of the images was absolutely KENSHI. No doubt about it, brand new. It even showed one of his variations at the top naming him Possessed KENSHI, and I would really like to say that this is a near confirmation that KENSHI will be a character in MKX. Now, since this is the mobile version of Mortal Kombat X, it's not a, like I said, complete confirmation of this making an appearance in the console version, although I think it's a high probability. The thing is, if you look at this just from kind of a logical perspective, there have been characters that were released for the mobile version of Injustice that did not make it into the console version of Injustice. I think it was Darkseid and maybe one or two other characters, but those characters came out way down the line. They came out in like 2014, and Injustice came out in early 2013. So it took them quite a bit of time, and even if KENSHI was only a mobile character, I don't think that would make any sense to me, mostly because if you look at his design, like he is, as we said, redesigned. They had to spend money on artists to get all this stuff done, and there's no confirmation that the mobile version of MKX is going to be popular, unlike the Injustice version of that game where it came out on mobile, became very popular. That game did really well for NetherRealm and WB Games, but over time they eventually made a couple of new assets for that game that did not make appearances in console versions. And since this one is way before the release of the game, I think they're only going to be using assets that exist in MKX right now. It'd be really weird if they made this specific version of the game and had characters that were beloved fan characters, and all of a sudden you just can't play as them. That makes literally no sense to me, and that would be a very easy way to piss people off. So I'm going to say right now that there is a high probability that KENSHI is going to be in the console version of MKX. Let me know what you guys think about these details, and also let me know what you think about his looks and his design. He's staying really faithful to classic KENSHIs that we've seen in previous MK games, so I think that's good. I think he's got a good design in between the old, middle versions of Mortal Kombat that came around the PS2 age. I think KENSHI was one of those cooler designs between all of them. As always, dudes, if we get more information, I'll be back as soon as possible. My name is Maximilian, and I'll see you next time.